Hey guys, I usually don't video my training operations, but something I like to do when students show up with used gear is to inspect it and check it out and test fly it and make sure that it's safe for the students. One of these cases, the person he got it from had adjusted the brake lines and they were kind of out of whack. I was glad I got to fly it before I sent him up on it. In the other case, I had a pretty big collapse on Ozone Kona. I had no idea just how big it was until like later when I got texted the picture. It was almost a 50%er. It was a huge collapse. Anyway, so it shows something for modern gliders and how they react, and I'll go through the how and why later in this video. So yeah, that's that. I've got to go to work, but I'm gonna send you this video before I do. You want to be in a tallow video? Yeah. Every one of my videos starts with that. Rubbing. How about it? I'm finna fly some stuff I've never flown before. A spider. What size spider is this?
24 meter.
24 meter purple Mac Fly. Moster 185 dual start. Are my pants zipped up? I knew something felt weird. Feels like somebody else's girlfriend. Not that I know anything about any of that. Grip. It's so easy. That two blade sound is so weird. Grip. Yeah, something's up with that, David. Yeah, it sounds like it's flooding out. Flooding out. Flooding out. So it was a short flight. There's just something to be said here about having a carrier to do these adjustments on. It's priceless. My last Vitarazi that I checked was that Adam 80. Manual called for 1 1/4 turns out. It's 2 1/2. So I may not trust factory settings from Vitarazi. Are we hot? Make me hot. Let's check it. I opened the low screw up to about a full turn out. That was the old Nitro 200 setting. The Moster low jet setting only requires 1/4 to 1/3 out. But again, we didn't have the manual. Always err on the side of richer than leaner. It won't even stay cranked like that. We're gonna go in a half turn and see what happens. That's a half turn. It won't even idle. It's getting hotter and hotter every time I mess with it.
What you think?
Good. It wanted to stay cranked a little bit. Let's try that. Good. Yeah, let's see what that does. Clear. Yeah, I need that little one. It seems to be going better as we go back in toward a quarter turn. Clear. It's running. Yeah, I killed it. Yeah, let's open the idle up a little bit more. Yeah, tighten. Right there. Let's try that. Good. I didn't that time. It just cranked up. It seems to be working now.
Too high? Before, at low idle, the clutch wasn't engaged. Now the clutch is engaged.
And as it warms up, that might stop. Let me go do a test flight on it and we'll land and see how it's running. Good. Now that we've got the motor running good, let's talk about this glider. This was a used 24 meter spider. Somebody had been monkeying with the brakes. Notice that the tip steering line will not even stay on the magnet and it keeps getting sucked back toward the propeller. That is an obvious safety hazard. I'm trying to make it stick. The right side's good. The left side just won't work. So I end up sticking it up there on the regular brake magnet just to keep it out of the way. The brakes themselves were set awful short. They were basically too tight. If you let off the brake, there's not enough bow in the line for this wing to be considered safe. So I wanted to go back and tell the pilot about this so he could make the corrections on the adjustments to get it right.
The brakes need to be let out. They're almost pulled, and that's with the trims in. If you let the trims out, it would pull the brakes and probably collapse the wing. So those knots, I would think, need to be removed. We'll fiddle with that at a later time. Other than that, she flies good.
Things sounded fine off the ground.
It seems to be working good now.
Glad you was here.
Yeah, I think we got it. I need to test fly another wing though, just to be sure. Who wants me to try their stuff out? All right. Yeah, James's brakes were too short. They were almost pulled just in the pulleys. And the tip steer was actually getting plucked off the magnet and leaning back toward the prop. So that's a safety issue. Oh, the wind's coming straight down the pipe now. Yeah, we'll just scooch it out a little bit. That'll be good. All right. Air design. I think it's called a Ramaflex. Yep. Ramaflex. Okay. Good. Seems to be coming straight down the pipe.
The 25-meter Ramaflex by Air Design was a pretty good glider. It was very docile. I was trying to put it into some turns, little mild wing overs, just feeling it out, the reaction, the brake travel. It's a good starter wing. I was real pleased with it.
It's a nice wing. No, it's good. I pulled your trims all the way in to all the way slow.
Okay, yeah.
They were about halfway out when I took off. It's good. Yes, it's good. And I'm probably big for it too. What size is it?
25.5.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm 220 pounds. We are back for demo numero tres. I'm gonna use his stool here so I can put it on easier. So I'm lazy like that. I'm not the kind of man to let a good stool go to waste. This will be short. I'm just gonna take her up for a quick spin. Make sure it's well tested so David don't have a motor out or anything. How much gas is in it? I didn't even look. Okay, we're good then. Yep. Come on, come on. Not quite enough. All right. She seems to fly good. Spicy like I remember.
Now, I want to talk about this flight real quick, and then I'm going to let you watch it. What happened was I did some pretty aggressive maneuvering on the wings, some wing overs, a hard round spiral, and instead of coming out of the spiral the way that you're supposed to, I wanted to balloon the glider so that I could catch the surge. I kind of made a rookie mistake. I hit my own wake after I just made that hard 90-degree bank. Hitting my own hard 90-degree bank wake with a very lightly loaded glider at the tip top of the apex caused me to lose about half the wing. And of course, I immediately was coming down on it, so I was able to, it didn't feel like as big as it was. The collapse was actually around 45%, and I'll show you a grainy photo of that coming up in just a minute. But I just wanted to explain what was going on before we watch the flight. Here it is.
Pretty good. Reminds me of the old Buzz. Did I have a collapse? Yes. I thought I felt something.
I'd already cleared itself.
That's what these wings are for, you know. I think I might have hit my own wake. But you see, I mean, it just demonstrates how good these wings are. You have a 30% collapse, and I didn't even know for sure if I had or not.
Just felt a little drop.
Yeah, just a bump on the right side. But when I looked up, it was gone.
So yeah, the takeaways from this video are know your factory carb settings and don't monkey around with your brake lines unless you know what you're doing. That could cause trouble for somebody else if you don't know. So anyway, that's the video, guys. I hope you like it. It's just a peek into a day when I'm training. That's some stuff that I like to do. I like to fly the students' gear and make sure that it's up to snuff. Yeah, speaking of that, I've got a video coming out real soon that details the entire training program. So stay tuned for that. Much love, everybody. Kyle out.
I like this wing. It's more agile than the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were whipping it pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And you stood it
Handles
up.
collapse as well.
Yeah. We cleaned that part off.
Heck yeah, it's a good wing. And then when I took off, it started falling a little to the left. Did you notice I built speed, then corrected? If I'd tried to salvage it while I was slow, it probably would just fell back down, but I hammered the gas and ran toward the center.
Yeah.
And then as I got speed, I was able to correct it back over my head.
It takes a little more power, you know,
Well, when you're slow, you make a correction, a brake input, it slows it down. So you gotta put it all back in there. Anytime you hit brakes, you gotta add speed.